The U.S. Gerald R. Ford is the lead ship of her class of United States Navy aircraft carriers and is the most technologically advanced warship ever built. The class brings improved warfighting capability, quality of life improvements for sailors, and reduced total ownership costs. Anyway, in today's episode, we will take a look at the 10 facts about the U.S. Gerald R. Ford that not many people know. Number 1. The cost of the aircraft carrier's development. After 14 years of development and delays, the most expensive and often troubled next-generation aircraft carrier, U.S. Gerald R. Ford, with the code CVN-78, is finally ready for deployment. The aircraft carrier cost about $13.3 billion in total and was approved by the U.S. Navy in late 2021. Initially, the aircraft carrier was expected to be deployed in 2017, 8 years after the construction began in 2009, which is more than the usual aircraft carrier building timeframe of 5 years. But the difficulties in the development process and a series of delays due to reliability problems with multiple new technologies caused a 5-year delay over the already longer than usual building timeframe. Number 2. The design of its toilet. The $13 billion U.S. Gerald R. Ford, which can carry about 5,000 crews, is the first new U.S. aircraft carrier designed in 40 years. For one thing, it's not uncommon to find women serving aboard such carriers these days. Women account for nearly 20% of the sailors in the U.S. Navy. For this reason, the ship's designers adapted to the new reality. According to the Navy Times, the Ford has no urinals, which is only seated toilets with stalls available. Urinals have their advantages that they take up less space. They allow men to relieve themselves while standing without creating a hygiene problem. Many men will no doubt opt to stand despite the option to sit and create a smelly mess when they miss the target. Gender-neutral bathrooms are a hotly debated topic in the U.S. and elsewhere, but for the U.S. Ford, the issue is flexibility. There aren't any berthing areas that are dedicated to one sex or the other, an operations specialist told the Navy Times of the new design. If space were required for males, we could shift the females to other berthing areas and make this all male without any modification being necessary. Number 3. Its standout speed capacity. One of the standout features of the U.S. Gerald R. Ford class of supercarriers refers to their speed. According to officially published statistics, this ship is capable of a top speed of around 35 miles per hour. Generally, some of the fastest warships currently in operation, like a modern destroyer, would just about keep up with their engines at full power. Ships that people may be more familiar with, like an ocean liner, usually cruise at around 20 knots, although many can achieve up to 30 knots. Her top speed is a little slower than her predecessor, the U.S. Enterprise, but is even more impressive given the ship's increased size and displacement. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford has an official displacement of 100,000 long tons when fully laden, with the U.S. Enterprise coming in at around 94,781 long tons. Number 4. The length of the carriers. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford aircraft has a total length of 333 meters, a beam of 41 meters at the waterline, a flight deck width of 78 meters, and a height of nearly 76 meters over 25 decks. As previously mentioned, this ship also displaces around 100,000 long tons. That makes her one of the largest warships ever constructed. Even the mightiest battleships of days gone by are dwarfed by her. Take an example of the infamous IJN Yamato, the largest battleship to ever set sail. She was massive and carried the largest guns ever mounted on a ship, but only weighed in at around 72,000 long tons. She was also shorter and slower compared to the aircraft carriers. Number 5. The distinction compared to Nimitz-class. Each ship in the new class will save more than $4 billion in total ownership costs during its 50-year service life compared to the Nimitz-class. The CVN-78 is designed to operate effectively with nearly 700 fewer crew members than a Nimitz-class ship. Improvements in the ship design will allow the embarked air wing to operate with approximately 400 fewer personnel. New technologies and ship design features are expected to reduce watch standing and maintenance workload for the crew. Gerald R. Ford is the first aircraft carrier designed with all-electric utilities, eliminating steam service lines from the ship, reducing maintenance requirements, and improving corrosion control. In addition, the completed U.S. Gerald R. Ford holds a number of welcome quality-of-life upgrades for sailors over the previous Nimitz design, including quieter sleeping quarters, numerous recreation areas and gymnasiums, as well as better air conditioning. Number 6. The ability to carry up to 90 aircraft. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford is not only an impressive vessel in and of herself, but she really packs a lot of potential in her hangars. According to official figures, she comes equipped with around 75-plus aircraft. Some sources state 90. These are a mixture of strike fighters, like the Boeing FA-18EF Super Hornet, the electronic warfare variant of the F-18, the EA-18G Growler, and other support aircraft, like the Grumman C-2 Greyhound, Northrop Grumman E-2 Hawk, Sikorsky S-60 Seahawk helicopters, and a variety of unmanned aerial combat vehicles. There are also plans, if not already executed, to provide the U.S. Gerald R. Ford with a complement of some of America's most advanced aircraft, like the Lockheed Martin F-35 Sea Lightning II. Number 7. Its unique propellers. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford is absolutely enormous, as we've already covered. Because of this, everything about her is supersized, like her propellers. Each one, and there are 4 of them, weighs an eye-watering 30 tons each. They are each 21 feet, 6.4 meters, in diameter, and they are made of bronze. The installation of the propellers required more than 10 months of work to install the underwater shafting. To power her enormous shafts and propellers, power is generated from the ship's pair of Bechtel, a 1B PWR nuclear reactors. To do this, the nuclear reactors release energy in the form of heat, which in turn is used to generate high-pressure steam. This steam then drives propulsion turbines, which give the necessary power to turn the propellers. The ship's other electricity is generated by additional turbines. The water is routed back through the system as the steam cools and condenses back into the water, and the process begins again. Crew access to the nuclear reactor compartment is forbidden during reactor operation to safeguard them from the radiation emitted by the reactor. Radiation monitors are worn by reactor engineers and are examined on a regular basis. To prevent radiation exposure, they followed tight safety protocols, work in shifts, and meticulously schedule their work. Number 8. Employing augmented reality aboard the Ford. Each part built for a Ford-class carrier starts its life as a full-scale 3D model inside Huntington Ingalls Industries' Rapid Operational Virtual Reality System. This ship is the first U.S. carrier to be designed using such computerized techniques and also employs augmented reality technology to give its crew more insight into the ship's systems and improve efficiency. Moreover, the Gerald R. Ford class was designed with efficient weapon moving pathways in mind to essentially eliminate horizontal movement within the ship. Advanced weapons elevators were also designed to transport weapons from storage facilities to specific weapons handling areas within the ship, which would actually be visualized in 3D during the design stage. This allows sailors to transport weapons from storage to elevators on various floors of the weapons magazines using motorized carts. These elevators can also be repositioned so that aircraft operations on the flight deck are not hampered. The modification of the weapons moving pathways and the placement of the weapons elevators on the flight deck will save manpower and result in a significantly greater sortie generation rate. Additionally, this makes her the first aircraft in the United States to be designed utilizing computer-aided design techniques. Ship operations themselves will involve augmented reality technology to give its crew more insight into the ship's systems and improve efficiency. Number 9. powered by nuclear reactors. The ship is outfitted with 2 upgraded A-1B nuclear reactors, the so-called electromagnetic aircraft launch system, advanced weapons elevators, advanced arresting gear, and dual-band radar. These systems all provide increased capability while reducing staffing requirements for the vessel. Although technical problems with the new equipment significantly delayed the deployment of the vessel. During the ship's planned 50-year service life, the ship's configuration and electrical generating plant are also designed to accept future technologies, including direct energy weapons, as and when they are deemed necessary for retrofitting. Number 10. The facilities provided in the aircraft. It is quite impressive to know that the USS Gerald R. Ford actually has its own shops and even offers Starbucks coffee on board. The shop comes equipped with all the comforts of home in excess of the regular rations of food, beverages, and others that the crews can get from the ship's canteen. Apparently, the crew is able to use their Navy Cash debit card for any such purchases. As for Starbucks, the branded coffee is available in the USS Gerald R. Ford's Max coffee shop. For the information, the coffee shop is not for profit, and all proceeds go to support various schemes for the ship's crew. To protect the crew from the rigors of eating or drinking too many sugary foods and drinks, the ship also has its own dental surgery. For the God-fearing among the crew, the ship is also supported with its own religious facilities too. Interestingly, an aircraft carrier like the USS Gerald R. Ford may hold as many as 40 different religious services per week while at sea. Each chaplain-led service is tailored to the specific traditions of the many faiths aboard the ship. Anyway, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and the most important one is to hit the subscribe button for more updates on awesome videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.